Well, hey there, guys. Greetings and salutations, and welcome to this installment of Open Mic, the show where the mic is open, the floor, as they would say, is yours. What do you guys want to talk about? That is what we are here to discuss. I'm, of course, your host, John Campea, doing our first open mic that we've done in a while, the first open mic of this year of 2026. I believe this is the first open mic we've done this year. Good to have you guys here. Thank you so much for being here and joining me tonight. And here's how the show's simply going to go. Open mic is just really a more casual, kind of laid back version of the John Campea show, where really all we're going to do is just take your questions. Ask me anything, as long as it's appropriate to be addressed on the show. Go ahead and use the super chat feature to fire on in a question as we're going through the show, and I'll get around to just addressing it here on the show. All right. Now, as we normally do with open mic, even though the show is basically just taking live questions, I do like to start off, get the conversation started, if you will, with a topic. And I jumped on our community tab earlier and I asked you guys, hey, we're going to do an open mic later. What would you like just kind of the opening topic to be? And somebody wrote in and said, are we entering into like the golden age of video game adaptation movies and TV shows today? And if so, how did we get here? Like, how did we end up here? Because I want you guys to remember, it wasn't that long ago that literally any time something that was a video game adaptation, whether it was for television or for movies coming out, we knew it was going to suck. It just was. I mean, like, we would hope maybe that it wouldn't. I mean, that first Tomb Raider movie with Angelina Jolie, that first one wasn't so bad. That first one wasn't so bad, but it wasn't great either. It wasn't great. I mean, going all the way back into the old times of the live action Mario Brother movie. You guys remember that? But like, that old original live action Mario Brothers movie kind of became the representative of everything that was video game adaptation. It all sucked. I mean, yeah, we had Mortal Kombat, but even Mortal Kombat was sucky fun. That sounds like something different. What would you like off the menu, sir? Some sucky fun. No, but even that, bring on the filthy, even that Mortal Kombat movie was fun, but it was kind of horrible, right? And there have been many, like dozens and dozens and dozens over the years. And you know, for a little while, I remember going back to my AMC and Collider days, it looked like salvation was on the horizon. It looked like the golden age of video game adaptations. The curse of the video game movie was going to be broken because we had two extremely promising looking projects coming. We had an Assassin's Creed movie coming with none other than Magneto himself, Michael Fassbender, in the lead role. And we had a World of Warcraft movie coming from Duncan Jones, director of Moon. And, well, kind of pinned all our hopes on that. And then Assassin's Creed came out. It was one of the worst movies I've ever seen. And while Warcraft, I still to this day will defend certain elements of it, like I at least, as a guy who was an avid World of Warcraft player, I at least kind of felt like I was immersed in the world a little bit, but even then it wasn't so good. It wasn't very good. I mean, so there was that. So this era of promise kind of came and went like a fart in the wind. We never really got it. We even had recently, what was the one with Tom Holland again? I'm freezing on the name of it. Tom Holland and Mark Wahlberg. Why am I freezing on it? Thief's End. What was it? Uncharted, right. Uncharted. Thief's End was the subtitle of one of the games. Uncharted came and, big name stars attached to it. Great source material. And some people liked it. I know Ray liked it a lot. Some people liked it. I certainly think there have been worse. But it didn't do it, right? It was not the movie that was going to come and break the curse. And I'm sure if I asked you guys in the live chat to just do it, guys, in the live chat. Just start firing in some of the movies in the last 20 years, some video game adaptation movies that have come out that just failed to kind of, break that ceiling, to kind of break us into a golden age. Like, it just, so many came and so many went. Resident Evil, the Tomb Raiders, Doom, oh my God, Borderlands was an absolute train wreck. The most recent Mortal Kombat was terrible. The Silent Hill stuff was not good. Ready Player One does not count because that wasn't based on a video game. That was based on a novel. So no, Ready Player One does not count. Need for Speed wasn't terrible, but it certainly didn't break the ceiling. Prince of Persia was awful. I'm sorry, guys. I know that the movies have some of your fans, but Five Nights at Freddy's was just not it. The Pokemon Detective Pikachu one wasn't terrible, but again, it was nowhere near good enough to kind of break that ceiling. Because yeah, I mean, it just wasn't there. Gran Turismo, again, I didn't think Gran Turismo was bad, but not good enough to say it broke that ceiling. Anyway, it's just that, like, for years and years and years and years and decades, we were waiting. And then along came Sonic. And Sonic is a movie that and a series of movies that I'm not afraid to tell you delight me. Absolutely delights me. I really thoroughly am entertained by those movies. Are they the best movies? No. But I was really charmed and delighted by them. And they were good enough to have us go, well, oh my God, here we go. Finally, a video game adaptation that's really quite good. Now, you can make the argument that Jim Carrey is more the star of those movies than Sonic was. Who cares? The point was that Sonic, those movies came out and they were really good. And it turns out that was just the harbinger of things to come. The Mario Brothers movie, again, like Sonic, I don't think the best movie of the year or anything like that, but it was really charming, extremely successful, made over $1.3 billion at the box office. But it was on the television screens that we were going to get our real breakthroughs. Because things like this happened. The Last of Us came out, season 1, and scored 24 Emmy nominations, including, for the first time ever, the highest honor there is you can possibly get in television production. Nominated for Best Drama Series at the Emmys. That is as high as an honor as it gets. It got nominated for the top prize. And if I'm not mistaken, I think it might have actually won for Best Writing. Or was that Andor? Anyway, but it got nominated for 24 Emmys, won a bunch of them too, and nominated, most importantly, for the big one. It got nominated for Best Series. Well, guess what? That wasn't a fluke, because then along came Last of Us Season 2 that also got nominated for the highest honor in television 2 times, 2 seasons, 2 times in a row, nominated for Best Drama Series at the Emmys, overall being nominated for 17 Emmys. Now, I don't think Season 2 was quite as good as Season 1, but Season 2 was awesome television. Just absolutely awesome television. It was fantastic. And you know who agreed? All the people who make television, the Emmys, the Academy of Television Arts, they all agreed. And for the second time, they nominated this video game adaptation for Best Dramatic Series. But guess what? It wasn't just one show. Because along came Amazon with a little series called Fallout with Walton Goggins, and Fallout became the next video game adaptation series to be nominated for the highest honor in television, Best Drama Series. Couldn't believe it. Couldn't believe it. Fallout got nominated. I love the show. I haven't started watching season 2 yet, but I loved season 1. Gets nominated for Best Drama Series. Of course, now we have season 2 is out, but the ball just seems to have just got started rolling, because then we got the announcement. The greatest showrunner in television history, Ronald D. Moore himself, was developing and was going to showrun a God of War series from Amazon, the same network that has brought us Fallout. And it's not just that they're bringing us God of War. I cannot highlight this enough, guys. They got the best showrunner in television history, in my opinion, in Ronald D. Moore. And that's the guy. That's the guy who's bringing us God of War. And by the way, if you want to shuffle even just away a little bit from live action, along came my single favorite season of animation television in history, Arcane. I thought season 2 was a bit of a step backwards, but Arcane season 1 is my all-time favorite single season of animation television ever. And I mean, that's not even that closely associated to the game, but whatever. It's based on all the characters. So that came out. We got God of War coming. Oh, and by the way, it doesn't stop there. Because then it gets announced that Craig Mazin, the guy behind the best miniseries in television history, Chernobyl, that won all the Emmys, and the guy responsible for doing the Last of Us television series that was nominated for Best Drama 2 times in a row, he's now doing another video game adaptation. He's bringing us my favorite video game of all time. Baldur's Gate 3 is getting a sequel series coming to HBO. HBO! From the guy who made Chernobyl and took a little video game franchise, Last of Us, and got it nominated for Best Drama Series at the Emmys 2 times in a row. And that's the guy who's bringing us Baldur's Gate. And it's not just to some whatever network. It's coming to the king of all drama television. It's coming to HBO. Here's the thing. Video game adaptation, much like superhero and comic book adaptation, had a long series of years where it was kind of a joke, right? Kind of a joke. Like whether it was the old Corman Fantastic Four or what have you, there were some little blips of brightness here and there, but you know, the video game adaptation, much like the comic book adaptation, had a number of decades where it was kind of looked down upon. The difference, though, between the video game adaptations and where we're at now and comic book movie adaptations is that the rapid ascent of video game adaptations is at a far bigger breakneck pace than the comic book movie was. Because even when comic book movies started to get good, right? Again, the comic book movie that really denoted the changing of the tides was 2000's X-Men, right? That first X-Men movie. All the producers in Hollywood say that was the movie that made the studios look at the genre and go, I mean, yeah, there was Blade before it, but that didn't really move the needle. It was, the movie producers will tell you, it was the X-Men movie that made all the Hollywood studios look at the comic book genre and go, oh, wait a minute, we might have something here. We might have something here. The amount of time between that happening and the beginning of the Marvel Cinematic Universe and, you know, the Christopher Nolan Batman films, to when we finally got Black Panther get nominated for Best Picture at the Academy Awards was decades. But look at the rate of ascension of the video game adaptations. They've gone from everything is crap to everything is awesome in like a heartbeat. We literally went from everything sucking to everything being nominated for the highest awards in the land overnight. And it's not just a fluke one or two shows. It's not just Fallout. It's not just Last of Us Season 1. It's not just Last of Us Season 2. And Arcane winning awards. But now we've got the greatest television producers in the world making more video game adaptation. We got Ronald D. Moore bringing us God of War. We got Craig Mazin bringing us Baldur's Gate. We just talked on the John Campea show today about Justin Lin and Jason Momoa now bringing Helldivers is coming too. And there's more. There's more coming. So while you may be tempted, and I would understand, there may be a temptation to think that we're getting ahead of ourselves, saying that we are entering and are like now coming through the doorway of the golden age of video game adaptation. I would suggest to you, no, we're not getting ahead of ourselves. We're here. In the last 3 years, we've had 3 video game adaptations nominated for Best Series at the Emmys. Some of the most exciting stuff coming down the pike in the world of movies and television is coming from video game adaptations. Does that mean any video game adaptation they do is automatically going to be great? No, absolutely not. 100% no. But they're working. They're working now. And so, yeah, I would say we have just come through the door. We're in the age now. We are at the beginning stages of it, but we're in it now. It's not coming anymore. It's not just a few years off anymore. We're here. Not only with multiple Emmy nominations, but now we have the best producers and writers and showrunners and creatives in the business are jumping on board with video game material. We're in it now. Now, just as quickly as you can get into it, you can get out of it. So we're going to have to see how well they keep the momentum going. But it's a good time. It is a good time. With all these other things coming, whether it's Metal Gear Solid, there's some talk about maybe doing Call of Duty. I mean, and there's a number of, we got a new Mario Brothers movie coming. There's a whole bunch of stuff coming down the road. And now is the time that we're living in it. Anyway, guys, question is for you. What do you think about it? And here's a good question for you. Leave this in the comments below. If you agree with me that we're kind of now in the doorway, we're now in the age, we're in the golden age now of video game adaptations, what to you was the moment it happened? Was it when Sonic came out, or was that just kind of showing that the promise was there? Was it when Last of Us Season 1 got nominated for Best Series? Was it when Last of Us Season 2 got nominated for Best Series? Was it when Fallout got nominated for Best Series? Or was it not until we hear things like showrunners like Craig Mazin and Ronald D. Moore were doing more video game adaptation? I don't know. For you, when was the moment that we actually breached that precipice and entered the golden age of video game adaptations? Whatever you guys think, jump down to the comment section below and let us know your thoughts. I still get a kick out of seeing some people going, Last of Us Season 2 is awful. Yeah, all those people who write and produce and make television for a living and have their whole careers and vote on the Emmys, they don't know what they're talking about. The show's awesome. I mean, listen, it's all subjective. If it didn't work for you, it didn't work for you. That's fine. But I myself and all the people who know most about television, I'm not one of them, but all the people who know most about good quality television, they said it deserved to be honored with the highest honor in all of television, being nominated for Best Drama Series. And again, it's still subjective. If it didn't work for you, it didn't work for you. But I thought it was pretty damn awesome. Not as good as Season 1, but I still thought pretty damn awesome. Anyway. All right, guys. With that down, Let's now, probably you're going to hear me cough once in a while. I still got my cough. But we're going to spend the rest of the evening talking about the issues you want to talk about. I'm just going to take your questions now for the rest of the evening. So if you guys have a question or a topic or an issue you'd like to bring up, go ahead and use the super chat feature. Send it on in, and we will get around to answering those now. So let's get things started here, shall we? And we are going to get things kicked off with, I believe we're starting off with Orange Hand. Let me see if I got that right. Yes, Orange Hand. And he writes, when did the wheels come off for M. Night's career? Well, you know, it's funny because the Sham Hammer, as I like to affectionately refer to him as, he's made a bit of a resurgence. Like with Split and The Visit. I thought The Visit was pretty good. The Beach was divisive, but I thought there were some good things about, that was what it was called, right? The Beach, where when you go there, everybody started aging differently. Anyway, that was pretty good. But yeah, he is nowhere near the peak and pinnacle that he used to be at. Like back when Sixth Sense and stuff like that was coming out. Nowhere near where he was. So where did the wheels come off? Oh, that's what it was called. It was called Old. Thank you, guys. It took place on a beach, but it was not called The Beach. Old. Thank you, guys. It's got to be somewhere in that midst of The Lady in the Water, which is probably the 4th or 5th worst cinematic Hollywood produced film in history. Like it's that bad. It's one of the all-time worst films in history ever made. That, The Happening, where the plants were killing everybody, and Last Airbender. I'd say it's probably somewhere around there too. Like some people are mentioning After Earth, and After Earth was not good, but it was, that was after the fact. Like that was after, you know, the wheels had already come off, but I'd say somewhere, you know what? I'm going to stick with The Lady in the Water. That was the one. That's where the wheels came off. It was truly one of the worst films in cinematic history, and he never quite recovered from it. And like I said, the last few years, he's had a little bit of a resurgence, showing he's still got some of that magic. I still cheer for the Sham Hammer. I really do. He's shown so he's made some pretty interesting films, and I'm just going to hope he can kind of maybe get back to his winning ways. All right. Thanks a lot for that, Orange Hand. Next up, we got Fanimator. All right. I think you mentioned me on the show earlier today about a box office game. I don't think I made that one, but I'm the one from Chicago with the radio show. Yeah, it wasn't Fanimator. It was another username. It was Fan something, and his username was also the name of the game that he did. And it was really, really quite good. But yes, you're right. Sorry about that. It wasn't actually Fanimator. Sorry about that, man. Thanks for correcting me. All right. Fanimator writes in again and says, also, which do you prefer, Top Gun Maverick or F1? Listen. I love F1. Love it. And, you know, I shocked the world the week before the announcements came out, or a few days before the Oscar nominees came out. I surprised everybody when I said, I think F1 is going to get one of the Best Picture nominations. A lot of people said I was crazy, understandably. But sure enough, lo and behold, F1 got nominated for Best Picture. And I'm super glad that it has no chance of winning, but I'm so glad that it did. That being said, F1 is great, but Top Gun Maverick, yeah, I'll take that. I'll take Top Gun Maverick over it. Because, I mean, on top of everything else, you had the same director, the same shooting techniques, the thrills, all that kind of stuff. But the one thing that Top Gun Maverick had going for it was that it was a sequel to a long-beloved movie. Everybody loved Top Gun, right? And so, on top of everything else, we had the nostalgia factor to go with it. That just made everything more emotional. Like, who didn't get weepy-eyed when, you know, Maverick and Ice are having that conversation again? Who didn't get choked up and get teary-eyed about it? So yeah, I love them both, but I'll say I'll take Maverick over F1. All right, next up. S. Macaulay writes, a woman who I thought was my friend put me through hell last year. Oh no. Used me to make her boyfriend jealous. Watching your show helps me forget the trauma for a while. Thank you. Well, I mean, dude, if she had a boyfriend, why were you letting her do that? I'm sorry, I'm not trying to blame the victim here. But come on, buddy, if she has a boyfriend, why were you even letting her be in a position where she could be trying to make her boyfriend jealous? Come on now. Well, listen. So I know heartbreak sucks for whatever reason at whatever stage. But I mean, I'm just at the point in my life where I realize life moves forward and life goes on. And no matter how bad something seems, tomorrow it could look very, very different. And so anyway, so I'm glad you got through it, my friend. Glad you got through it. All right. Next up, we got Jake Clark who writes, oh yeah, R.I.P. James Vanderbeek. Love his cameo in Jay and Bob. Yeah, it was honestly, me and Jonathan and Rob were in the studio here this morning and just kind of getting ready to do the show. We were in our last little countdown, going through our last checklists. And all of a sudden I heard Rob go, no. I'm like, what? And James Vanderbeek died. It was like 10, 15 minutes, I think, 20 minutes maybe before the show started. I could not believe it. I really couldn't. The dude was just so young. And Jonathan brought up pictures of his incredibly beautiful family. And I was just very heartbroken to hear about it. I mean, again, it's never not a tragedy when we find about anybody passing away, but quite often, we talk on this show about, oh man, we lost an icon today, but it's somebody who's like 89 or 94 or something like that. They had lived life to the fullest. They truly won the game of life and they had made their exit. There's just that little extra pang that comes along with it when it's somebody that's as young as Vanderbeek, with all those great looking kids, and it just sucks. Really, really sucked to hear. All right, guys, listen, we have more of your questions to go through for the rest of our hour here, but we're going to take a quick break here because we're about almost 30 minutes into the show here. We're going to take a quick moment here, pay some bills, and we're going to thank the sponsor of this week's episodes here on the John Campea YouTube channel, our friends over at Mando. We want to take a second to thank the sponsor of today's video, Mando. Hey guys, I may be married now, but I remember the whole checklist we'd all go through before a first date, right? Fresh haircut, clean car, maybe you're replaying a conversation in your head like, don't screw this up. But the one thing that is absolutely non-negotiable, deodorant. And that's why for a while now, I've been using Mando. What I love most is how confident it makes me feel knowing odor is just handled, like not masked, handled. Mando is a whole body deodorant, so you can use it anywhere. Pits, feet, thighs, wherever you need it. And yeah, that peace of mind is real. My personal favorite is the solid stick. It's super easy to use, goes on clean, and it just works all day. It's created by a doctor, and it's clinically proven to control odor for up to 72 hours, which is wild. Some guys try to cover odor with scent. Mando men get the job done right. Don't mask it, Mando it. You can find Mando at major retailers, but for the best deal, head to shopmando.com. For a limited time, new customers get 20% off site-wide plus free shipping when you use my code Campea at shopmando.com. That's shopmando.com, code Campea. Support the show and check them out. Mando's got you covered. And thank you to our friends at Mando for sponsoring all the shows here on the John Campea channel this week. All right, guys. With that down, let's get back over to your questions here, shall we? And we're going to pick things up here with King Daddy Goat, who wrote, have you seen Ad Astra with Brad Pitt? 8 out of 10 for me. Yeah, man, listen, I was not a fan. I'm not going to lie to you. I really wasn't a fan. I thought it was a slow-moving, badly paced. I just, by the time the movie ended, I wanted to like it. I thought the trailers for it looked great and all that kind of stuff. And yeah, I gotta agree with B Box Brit in here. It bored me to tears. Absolutely bored me to tears. But you know, it has its fans, and if it's going to work for some people, that's the beautiful thing about the art is that, you know, it doesn't work for everybody, but everything will work for someone. And unfortunately, it didn't work for me, but I'm glad that you enjoyed it. All right. I wanted to like it. All right. Next up, Blake writes, if you still ran AMC today, 5 to 10 year plan you had. Well, I'm going to be honest with you. Never really had a 5 to 10 year plan. And the reason we never had a 5 to 10 year plan was, first of all, it was something that AMC had never done. Like when I had convinced them to let us do a show. Obviously, AMC Theaters in all of its 100-year history had never done anything like it. So really the first couple of years were just about proof of concept, right? Proof of concept. And really show them that we could make this thing work. The whole goal of AMC Movie News, what my pitch to AMC was we wanted to make the whole movie going experience and the whole experience of being movie fans synonymous with the brand of AMC. When you think about movies, you think about AMC. It's kind of like the way there's a term for it, and I can't remember what the term is, but like back in the day, you would make Xeroxes. Well, no, you made copies, but Xerox was such the predominant brand that people just referred to it as Xeroxing it. Oh, I got to go Xerox this. The people would say that instead of making copies. Like even search engines online. People didn't say I'm going to go use the search engine. Even though there was Ask Jeeves and Yahoo and all these others, people start saying, oh, go Google it. Ron H. just gives another great example. You don't say, I need a cotton swab to clean up my ears. No, you say, I need a Q-tip. That's a specific brand, but we would say things by the specific brand. And the whole goal for us at AMC was to make the whole fan experience of being a movie fan synonymous with AMC. You came to AMC for your movie news, for your movie talk. You went to an AMC theater to watch your movies, you know, all that kind of stuff. So phase one was proof of concept. Success. Then we moved on to phase two, which was the expansion of programming. And that, again, was a success. Not everything we did was a success, but a lot of the things we did was successful. Whether it was things like AMC Heroes, whether it was Mailbag, whether it was AMC Rewind. We even tried things like for horror, we tried AMC Nightmares. That didn't work out so well, but whatever. Not everything did. Yeah, so it was the expansion of the brand. So we started making that included things like Movie Trivia Schmodown. And that was kind of a part of that whole thing, right? Now, the next phase beyond that, you know, once we had got all that work up and running and working, the next phase was going international. So it started with a really simple one. I mean, it was still hard to do, but we did AMC Independent, AMC Indie. And Amy Rose Eisenbach did a great job kind of spearheading that. But then we wanted to get into cultural demographics as well. We wanted to develop an AMC Bollywood show. We wanted to we started the planning and had meetings about creating an AMC Spanish language movie show. We wanted to then expand and doing more of that. That was the next phase. Unfortunately, we never really got to that phase because the HR department, in my personal opinion and assessment of the situation that is mine alone and nobody else's, is the HR department at AMC was run by a bunch of incompetent fucktwits who ended up firing my boss for completely bogus reasons, and that ultimately led to me quitting and leaving. But anyway, it's too bad too. We would have been ruling the world by now. Seriously, AMC would have been ruling the world by now had they not botched everything so badly. But yeah, that was about as far ahead as we were planning at the time. Anyway, all right. Next up, we've got M40 writes, Sean Penn in Mystic River or in One Battle After Another, and who is the best actor from whom you don't like as a person? Well, I take one question at a time. We'll do the Sean Penn one. Listen, dude won an Academy Award for Mystic River. But, oh God, man, it's hard not to just completely love his performance. I'm going to go for his performance in One Battle After Another. Listen, he's got Oscars on his mantle, but I think his performance in One Battle After Another is my favorite performance he's ever done. I really do. I think that is my favorite performance he's ever done. And I'm going to be cheering for him to win the Oscar. I don't think he will, but if I had a vote, I'd be voting for him to win the Oscar this year and get another one. But again, there's no wrong answer. Like, you look at him in Mystic River or Sam or whatever. I mean, like, he's just one of the great actors of our generation. He's just amazing. But yeah, for me personally, yeah, I really, really liked, I think my favorite performance of his is in One Battle After Another. But again, that's just me. All right. Next up, Alex Von Gollum writes, thanks, John, for reminding us of the Sir Ian McKellen Colbert interview. It was amazing. I choked up with Ian's passionate delivery of the Shakespeare's Thomas More. You could see that when he stood up and walked to deliver the speech, he transformed into the character. Guys, if you haven't seen what we're talking about, and let me see if I can find it. I'm not sure I will be able to, but let me see if I can bring it up. Ian McKellen, Thomas More speech. Oh yeah, guys, there it is. There it is. This one at the top. Ian McKellen performed speech about immigrants by Shakespeare. You guys just go watch it. If it doesn't move you and if it doesn't make you go, hot damn, Ian McKellen is like truly one of the great actors of all time, I don't know what will. But you definitely got to go and look up where he just gets up and breaks into the Shakespearean speech. It's political in nature, just to give you a heads up. I know some people get their panties all twisted up in their mouths when that happens, but it is truly unbelievably powerful, and you should absolutely check it out if you get a chance. All right. Let's keep going here. Next up, we got Emmanuel Saves the World, who writes, yeah, but we had to sacrifice Ellie at the altar. No idea what we're talking about. Let's see. Ralph writes, what is your favorite performance of the year, and what do you think is the best? The two are not different. My favorite is Michael B. Jordan in Sinners, but I think the best was Sean Penn in One Battle After Another. I have come to understand, I used to believe for most of my movie watching life, I used to believe that there were two different things. There was your favorite, and then there was the thing you think is the best. For many, many years of my life, I believed the fallacy that those are two different things. The last couple of years, I've come to realize that they are not two different things. The whole thing about movies is that they're subjective and that they are experiential events. They cause us to have an experience. And if it creates an experience in such a way that it sticks out to you the most, then it becomes your favorite. And if it is your favorite, then it's your favorite for a reason. That is then the best for you. Since there is no such thing as objective measurement about what is objectively the best and what is objectively the worst in movies, there's no such thing. Like, I'm sorry, you're kind of slow if you think there is. There's not. There's 100%. There's not. There's no such thing as objectively anything when it comes to movies, because movies is art and art is subjective. But if a movie hits you in such a way, or performance hits you in such a way that it resonates with you the most powerfully, then to you, that's your favorite. And if it's your favorite, then to you, that's the best. And so to me, the greatest performance of all time, you guys have heard me say it before, but it's the greatest actor of all time in There Will Be Blood. Daniel Day-Lewis in There Will Be Blood is the single greatest performance of all time. And yeah, so there's that. All right. Next up, we've got Attack the Mushi, who writes, will Kingpin meet his end this season 2? Thoughts? I don't think so. I don't think Daredevil's going to kill him. I mean, Kingpin is just a character you keep around, right? I think that's a character they'll keep in their pockets. So no, I don't think they're going to kill him this season. I don't know that they aren't, but I don't think that they will. So I think they're going to keep him alive. That's just my guess at any rate. All right. M40 writes, what was the biggest snub in Oscar history in your opinion? I think it's the fact that Jake Gyllenhaal was not nominated for Nightcrawler. The reason I will say that that was not the biggest snub is because snub is a word that's used too loosely. I don't think you can consider something a snub unless not only did they not get nominated, but they damn well should have won the award. Right? They should have won the award. That to me is, and while Jake Gyllenhaal was absolutely phenomenal in Nightcrawler, like phenomenal. Would I have nominated him? Yes. But I'm not going to call it a snub because I don't think he had a chance to win. So getting nominated or not, that's one thing or another. To me, there are two of the biggest snubs ever. One is Toni Collette for Hereditary. Because, like I was just talking about, going into the nominations, before the nominations were announced, she was my pick to win Best Actress at the Oscars that year. Like, not just nominated. I thought she was a clear favorite. Not lock it away, take it to the bank, but I mean, I thought Toni Collette was a clear favorite to win Best Actress at the Oscars that year for Hereditary. And she didn't even get nominated. Didn't even get nominated. And I thought she should have won. So that's a big one to me. The biggest one of all time, though, and it's funny, it's because it's for a movie that I hate. But I'm sorry, the biggest snub in Oscar history was Star Wars: The Phantom Menace not winning Best Visual Effects at the Academy Awards. I'm sorry. All due respect to The Matrix and Bullet Time. Everything was about Bullet Time. Bullet Time was very cool. Don't get me wrong. All due respect to the visual effects in Matrix. The visual effects in Matrix were great. But it was child's play compared to the visual effects in Star Wars: The Phantom Menace. Absolute kindergarten level child's play. I hated the movie. Like, I hated The Phantom Menace. But there has never been a visual effects movie ever in history that single-handedly moved the entire visual effects industry further ahead in one movie than what happened in The Phantom Menace. Phantom Menace was something like had never been seen before on a scale and on a level that had never been seen before. And I was working in visual effects at the time. And every visual effects artist I know was like, what the hell? Like, what? Matrix? Matrix was a much better movie, but the award wasn't best movie with visual effects. The award's called best visual effects. And that was so clearly The Phantom Menace. To me, that is the biggest snub in Oscar history. And by the way, some people mention, another one I got to add as a third to this list, Ben Affleck. Ben Affleck, who won every single major award that year for Best Director, including he won the Directors Guild of America's Director of the Year award for Argo. He swept all the Oscar season, Best Director, Best Director, Best Director, Best Director, winning, including the DGA, and yet did not even get nominated for Argo. Didn't even get nominated for Argo. He won every other award, including the Directors Guild, and yet he never even got nominated for Argo, and Argo won Best Picture. Argo won Best Picture, and he didn't even get nominated for Best Director. It was absolutely crazy. That was a crazy one to me. Anyway. All right. Next up. Justin Sanchez writes, John, do you think it's crazy that the Bond franchise is going to reinvent itself with a video game before a movie? It's not reinventing itself with a video game. I mean, it's a game. The game's the game. The movies are the movies. It's not, James Bond is not being reinvented with the game. It's going to be reinvented with the movie. The games are the games. The movies are the movies. I mean, would I think it would have been a good idea to have a new movie come out first? Sure, but they're not ready to have a new movie come out, but they are ready to have a new game come out. So what do? Put the game on the shelf and just wait for a couple of years? I don't see how that helps anything. So yeah, they're definitely not reinventing Bond with the game. The movie will do that. The movie will do that on its own. All right. See, next up, we've got E-Cats. And E-Cats writes, hey, Brother Campea, have noticed Doomsday should be called Ultimate Alliance like the old game back in the day. I'm praying for you to get rid of your cough. Yeah, you are healed in Jesus' name. Yeah, you know what's funny about this cough? I've been like this since I've been about 16 years old. It doesn't always, and it happens less frequently the last few years than it has for the rest of my life, but it seems like if I get sick, and maybe some of you guys are like this too, if I get sick, I'll, get ill for a day or two, and then I'll be totally fine, feel 100%, except I get this cough. And the cough just doesn't go away for weeks, sometimes months. And it's been like that almost my whole life. Again, it has not happened nearly as much or as bad in like the last 5 years or so. But like, yeah, I get this cough and then the cough is just there. Like a bad roommate that doesn't want to leave. It's just there. And my whole, like I've gotten checked. I like every couple of years I get it again. I go back to the hospital and it's like, they run all the tests and it's just like, hey, just got to get through it. All right. Just got to get through it. All right. Next up. Thanks for that, E-Catch. Next up, we get Myhan writes, Edgar's Nosferatu was released here in 2025, but most ranked it among 2024 movies. For me, it was my number one movie, 2015, you mean 2025. Looking forward to Werewolf. You know what's funny? And it gets, a movie is officially dated when it first makes its public appearance. And so it is officially a 2024 film. But that aside, Nosferatu is the first Robert Eggers film I was honestly disappointed in. I was expecting to love it. I loved all the trailers. I love his other movies, especially The Northman, but The Witch was fantastic. Even Lighthouse. I have no idea what that movie was, but man, if I didn't have a weird time watching it. But I'm like one of the few people I just did not like, everybody's like raving about it. And I watched them like, what? I didn't like Nosferatu, and I love all of his other movies. But I am very much looking forward to Werewolf, and here it is. I'm hoping, I'm going to keep my fingers crossed, Werewolf gets back to like Northman, Witch, that sort of level for Robert Eggers. So I really like him as a director a lot. All right. Next up, we got Ron H. who writes, CBC Docs put out a great, for those of you who don't know, CBC is the Canadian Broadcasting Corporation. It's the main network in Canada. CBC Docs put out a great sports doc on YouTube, Rivals, the Four Nations Face-Off. I saw the trailer for it. I was totally feeling proud to be Canadian after watching it. If you like sports docs, I recommend it wholeheartedly. Yeah, I'm definitely going to be watching it. I watched the trailer for it, like I said, the other day for the first time. Man, how great was that Four Nations Cup? That was so great. Like, it was weird, like watching American sports shows actually excitedly talking about hockey just because of how great that Four Nations Cup thing was. It was amazing. And of course, Canada won, but now we're in the, whatchamacallit? We are in the Olympics. We're in the Olympics period now. So go Team Canada, go. All right. Next up, if I can find, there we go. Okay. Next one up. We've got Alex Von Gollum writes, Hamnet was my favorite movie of 2025. I loved the movie. Chloe Zhao has a great way to interweave great performances with cinematography that makes the scenes feel quite natural and real. I can't wait for her next film. Yeah, man. Listen, again, movies are meant to make us feel something. And every movie goes for something different in terms of what they try to make us feel. Some try to make us feel thrills. Some try to make us feel warm. Some try to make us feel confused or intrigued. Some try to make us feel engaged. Some try to make us feel scared. Some try to make us laugh. Some try to break our hearts. And I know a lot of you guys probably haven't seen Hamnet, which is nominated for Best Picture and got Chloe Zhao her second nomination for Best Director. She already won one for Nomadland, and she might win another one for Hamnet. But listen, for those of you who haven't seen Hamnet, just be prepared to be emotionally devastated. Like, you're going to be like, I was so emotionally overwhelmed by the ending of Hamnet that I think I've said this, like, it haunted me for days. Like, it haunted me for days. It is a brilliantly directed film. Chloe Zhao will have, I don't know if it'll be this year. Chloe Zhao will win multiple Best Director Oscars in her career. And she will go down. She's still really young. She will go down. I'm betting 15 years from now, we're talking about her as amongst the top 1, 2, or 3 best directors of her generation. I really think that. She's absolutely phenomenal. She has the ability to take simple characters and stories and weave rich, powerful narratives that just move us and inspire us. And like, she's one of the best in the business right now. I seriously just put her on that next rung just underneath Denis Villeneuve and Christopher Nolan right now. Denis Villeneuve and Christopher Nolan, the two guys at the top right now. I'd say right after that is probably Chloe Zhao. I really kind of think that. Anyway. Next up. Thanks for that, Alex. Isaac Martinez writes, I saw Luc Besson's Dracula and it was amazing. You know, I never got around to watching it. Even though it's got like two-time Academy Award winner Christoph Waltz in it. I just never got around to watching it. I kind of wish I had, and maybe I will at some point, but maybe now because of your recommendation, I'll get around to doing that, Isaac. All right, next up. Ralph writes, I recommend a second viewing of Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. You might feel differently. No, I saw it twice. I didn't feel any differently than you did with the like you did with Inglourious Basterds. The ending is glorious. Nah, I mean, listen, yeah, the ending of Once Upon a Time in Hollywood is fantastic. It saves the movie for me. Like, I was roaring that entire I am the devil and I'm here to do the devil. I'm the devil on the devil's business. Such a great scene with the flamethrower and everything. It's awesome. It's an awesome scene. But I think it's one of Quentin Tarantino's worst films. I think the only films of Quentin Tarantino's that I liked less was Death Proof, which I think is his worst, and probably Hateful Eight. And I kind of like Hateful Eight. I just don't think it's one of his stronger films. That's all. Like, I like Hateful Eight. It's just not one of his stronger ones. And I think Once Upon a Time in Hollywood is just above Hateful Eight. Like, I still think it's okay. I still think Once Upon a Time in Hollywood is okay, but yeah, I actually, some people are saying Jackie Brown. I really like Jackie Brown. I don't think it's one of his best, but I really like Jackie Brown. I thought Jackie Brown was quite good. But yeah, Once Upon a Time in Hollywood is rough. For a Quentin Tarantino film, it's pretty rough. Especially that like 20 minutes of wasted screen time following Margot Robbie as she pointlessly and without any rhyme or reason is just walking around. Oh, I'm going into here. Now I'm going into this movie theater. And oh, look at my dirty bare feet. And oh, look at me watching myself on the movie screen. And like so much wasted screen time. And I don't know. Again, I like the film. I do. It sounds like I don't, but I do. It's just that I think it's one of his weaker ones. I really do. Anyway, that's just me. All right. Next up, Mr. I writes, just wanted to say thanks for a great show. Thank you so much, man. I appreciate that. I've been through hell the last couple of years, 5 surgeries, including an amputation of a toe. Oh, I remember you mentioning that. Currently recovering from ankle fusion surgery. It sucks. Cabin fever hitting hard. Can't walk or even drive, but hey, it's my 47th birthday on Monday. Again, thanks for a great show. By the way, in case handles are not showing. Oh, the handles are showing. The handles are showing. Man, ankle fusion. I had a buddy of mine. I don't think it was a straight up ankle fusion surgery, but I remember a buddy of mine when I played football. My buddy just had his ankle snap like a twig. Like it just went, you could see it. He's like this and it just, just not good. And I know that was really rough on him for a really long time. I think it was like a full year after he had surgery on that before he was like just walking noticeably fine. Like it took like a full year. And I don't think he ever played football again after that. But so yeah, that can be a rough one. Make sure you take your time with it, man. The ankle's not nothing to mess around with, dude. All right. Next up, Jarrett Fearson writes, which movie do you enjoy more, The Man from U.N.C.L.E. or The Nice Guys? Nice Guys. I really like Man from U.N.C.L.E. I really do. You got my boy Henry Cavill in there. You've got Armie Hammer in there, who is great. I really enjoyed that movie a lot. But The Nice Guys, that movie should have been a bona fide smash hit. Shane Black writing and directing it, I think. Ryan Gosling, Russell Crowe. That movie was so hella fantastic. It was so good. And nobody went to go see it. Nobody went to go see it. That is the movie. The Nice Guys is the movie to me that is the poster child that whenever I see people who think they're making themselves look smart by going, Hollywood doesn't make any original films anymore. Hollywood should make more original films. Okay, first of all, dipshit, Hollywood statistically makes more original films today than at any other time in history. That's number one. And number two, when they do make great original films, your stupid ass doesn't go to see them. Case in point, The Nice Guys. Not every movie is great. They're not. Nice Guys was great. Big stars, big filmmaker, good marketing campaign, fabulously entertaining movie, and nobody went to go see it. Nobody went to go see it. Which is our way of communicating to the studios. We told the studios, we don't want this. We don't want good, fun, entertaining, original films. We don't want it. Take that crap back. We don't want that. We want another Transformers movie. And don't get me wrong, I'm kind of a sucker for Transformers movies. But, yeah. But anyway, so yes, I loved Men from U.N.C.L.E. I thought that movie was great. But yeah, Nice Guys was on another level. Nice Guys was a really, really great movie. I really wish it had gotten more love than it got. All right. Thanks, Jarrett. Next up. iHot writes, pitch a G.I. Joe Transformers movie you would watch. I wouldn't. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm a slobbering idiot for these movies. I will go watch any movie with the name Transformers on it. I'll go. But I wouldn't. That's just because Transformers are in it, period. I really don't think they should make a Transformers G.I. Joe. I don't think there's any interest. I don't think anybody's going to bother with it. I think you'd be better off just to make a good Transformers movie and be better off just making a good G.I. Joe movie. Like, it's one thing to have a successful and popular and working franchise and then have another successful, popular, working franchise and then bringing the two of them together. Nobody cares about G.I. Joe. Nobody's gone to see the last couple of movies they made out of G.I. Joe. And if, Rise of the Beast is any indication, and if Transformers 1, which was awesome, by the way, and nobody went to go see it, you've got two movie franchises that nobody cares about. Why would you put those together? Get each of them working well first. Get a Transformers franchise going again that's actually working and people like, and then try getting a G.I. Joe franchise going that works and people like, and then think about crossing them over. Crossover winning franchises rather than losing franchises. That would be my pitch at any rate. All right. Just a couple left. Draven, because I turned off super chats a while ago. You guys probably noticed. Draven writes, without spoilers if possible, what moment in Project Hail Mary are you most looking forward to seeing on film? For me, the end stands out. Yeah, and by the way, I think they're going to change the ending. I do. I think they're I think everything that happens in the book, in the ending, they're going to do in the movie. But then I think they're going to add on something at the ending that wasn't in the book. I won't say what it is here for people who don't know the story. Really, it's just the main thing I can't wait to watch is just when Grace meets Rocky. When Dr. Grace meets Rocky. That's probably the thing I'm looking forward to the most. And, we kind of see a little bit of it in the trailers, but I think that moment when they first meet and all that kind of stuff, that part I'm really excited about. I'm really excited about seeing that. All right. But I just can't wait for the whole movie, man. I think the whole movie is going to be incredible. All right. Next up, the Nerdy Giant writes, I don't know how much you're into games or know about games, but I would absolutely love if Disney did TV series based off of Kingdom Hearts. You know, I played a lot of video games, but I've never played Kingdom Hearts. I've never played Kingdom Hearts. So I really don't know anything about it, except that I'm very aware of the franchise, but I have no idea what it's about. I have no idea how it's played, so I wouldn't be able to give commentary on that. But you know, every studio loves recognizable IP, and no studio loves it more than Disney does. So I wouldn't be surprised if at some point Disney doesn't do it as well. All right. And our last question tonight for this little open mic comes to us from the Robo Producer, who writes, thoughts on Highlander 3? I'm a big fan. I don't like it, but I will say this. Like, that's the one with Mario Van Peebles in it, right? I believe. The one thing I'll say about the Highlander 3 was that it retconned and completely pretended that the Highlander 2 never existed. And on that level, it's watchable enough. It's nowhere near as good as the Highlander, but at least there is zero reference to anything that is said or happens in Highlander Part 2. It just kind of pretends like the Highlander 2 doesn't exist. Like, it literally just picks up with Connor McLeod as if everything that happened in Highlander 2 never happened. And that is the best thing I can say about it. So on that level, I'll at least be grateful to it for that. And all right, guys, that will do it for tonight's installment of Open Mic. Thank you so much for hanging out with me for a little while here, guys, as we talked about some of our favorite things out there. Really appreciated having you guys joining me this evening. I had a really good time. I love doing these things. Don't forget to come on back and join us for tomorrow's installment of the John Campea Show. Pardon me. Myself, Jonathan, Rob will all be back in here. Hopefully you will join us as well. So guys, that'll do it for me for tonight. Thank you so much for being here. My name's John Campea, and until next time, my friends, bye-bye.